There we go. We have professionally clapped.
Ooh! I only heard my own. I did not hear your guys's, just so you know.
It's very quiet on the recording, but it's there.
Yeah. No, I heard mine. Yeah. Mine was ahead, and then I heard somebody's very quietly go, bloop.
Oh, that was probably mine. Did you realize that it's International Women's Month and History Month, but also Women's Day is coming up, and we're just all women here now?
I did know for secret reasons, but
right.
I mean, I knew too.
Yeah.
I did a Women's History Month thing on the 1st of March, actually, with Stream Raiders, which was super fun. It went really well.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, you had your skin giveaway promotion thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they spotlighted me, and then they gave me 16 Stream Raider skins to give away, and they were like exclusive Women's History Month skins, so like you can only get them through the giveaways, and it was super cool.
Ooh,
that's awesome.
Actually, like really rare. Nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And they're featuring one person every day of the month, so yeah, it was really fun to be part of. Like, I was shocked that they chose me to be the kickoff, you know, but it was really cool and really fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, that's really, really cool. Yeah, I can't talk about my secret thing yet, but
okay,
yeah. There's stuff happening. There we go. Let's say it that way.
Cool.
That's why I knew as well. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's an American thing, right? Like mostly.
I don't know.
History Month? Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
I didn't hear anything about it last year. Like last year, it wasn't really a thing, and suddenly this year, like the spaces I am in, it's like such a bigger thing suddenly, you know? Because like I guess I've kind of dived deeper into like the video game industry and all of that stuff, and you know, because I want to get a job, like a full-time job as a game producer, game production, and you know. I mean, production itself has a good number of women, but video games as a whole doesn't. So,
yeah, I don't know. I feel like Germany in particular, and I probably assume Austria as well, with like this sort of topic. We don't really do the Special History Month X things or Special History Day things. Really, I was never really. It was never really a thing until I, stepped more into the international stage like that, I suppose.
Oh yeah, here too though. I vaguely heard of Black History Month, you know, especially like in high school they would talk about it. I think they probably started talking about it when I was in high school. I didn't hear of it, and I don't think I heard of it in middle school, and I definitely didn't hear of it in elementary school. So it's a new thing coming to prominence for sure.
Yeah, it's probably also kind of a little bit partially definitely brand image type stuff that everybody's picking it up now as well. That might be the cynic in me talking, but like it's like, how suddenly everybody during Pride Month is suddenly rainbow colored, even though 11 month for the 11 rest months of the year they don't give a hoot.
Oh my gosh.
That is
That
true.
just reminds me of the Skittles thing where they go like, we took our colors away for the month. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
For Pride Month or what?
Yeah, Skittles did like a thing where they just made all of the Skittles white in a bag for Pride Month.
Okay.
Because they're always rainbow colored, I guess. I don't know. It's really odd
and
roundabout logic.
We're giving you control of the rainbow again, and we're not going to take it from you. And it was just like, what?
Okay. I don't think they can.
It's not like it's a limited resource.
Like,
okay.
I get the idea behind it, but the execution probably was a 0 out of 10, I would say.
Yeah.
But what is not a 0 out of 10 is this episode of the Halcyon Frequency podcast. This is episode 59, airing on the 5th of March. And I guess it is somewhat a little bit Women's History Month appropriate because I'm FG and I'm joined today by Kiri and Suwey. Suwey, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Nice. And Kiri, how are you this Friday morning?
Yeah, quite well. I woke up super early to get work started.
Sounds good. And I also can't complain. I got to sleep in today for 15 minutes because Lex is doing home office today. So I got 15 minutes of extra sleep, which definitely helped totally to catch up on the 4.5 hours, 5 hours from the night before that I missed. Because my brain decided it would be fun to wake up at 3:30 and then not fall back asleep.
That is harsh.
Yeah, it was
7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
7 p.m. Don't mind me.
Okay, yeah. But then we know that your sleep rhythm is wonky always.
I got sick recently, so when I'm sick, I sleep a ton, and my sleep schedule just goes out the window. And so whenever I'm recovering from being sick or getting back into the flow of things, I'm like, oh no, I'm waking up at 7 p.m. What do I do? So, because it's the opposite schedule of what I would ideally have. So I'm gonna work on it. I don't know what method I'm gonna use, but because if I do too harsh of a method, I'll get sick because I'm frail. Oh man.
Oh god, you are like me. You would also definitely not survive a zombie apocalypse, huh?
Oh no, not unless I got to be in a community instantly, and I had people around me that were really good and able to protect me. Because I feel like I could be very useful in a community in a zombie apocalypse. Because I love organizing and planning, and I know basic things I can sew, I can do little crafty things, so I could make it work, but
yeah, you need the wider audience to help. Oh, wider group to help. Yeah, same.
Yeah, I would not survive on my own, honestly. I'm a good shot. I actually am really good at long range using a rifle and shooting. I've impressed people with my aim with guns before because I've gone shooting because that's a thing we do in America sometimes for fun. And I have really good aim apparently, which is really weird because I only shot a gun for the first time a little over a year ago, and I don't know, it's a natural talent for me. I know how to time it well, I guess, and pew pew.
Cool.
Well, okay,
so
now
you're gonna be the sniper. Sniper lookout, and then just do things in the community.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
Sounds like you have a solid plan. So yeah, if anybody needs somebody in the zombie apocalypse, go to Suwey.
Someone who's willing to go scout, who has good agility and all of that stuff, because I don't. I have asthma. I also have all kinds of medical conditions. I'm just in a zombie apocalypse, I might just straight die from needing medicine. Oh yeah, her throat swelled closed because she has a lot of allergies and she doesn't have access to antihistamines anymore. Oh man,
that's so that's an intro to the podcast. But hey, why ever not? Survive on a zombie apocalypse. It might happen. Probably not, but who knows? It's it's a thing.
I feel like Kiri would do good in a zombie apocalypse because she's super fit.
Yeah, I think so too.
I see you as super fit and a runner. I don't know if that's true, Kiri, but that's just what I see.
I like the idea of that. I actually went running again last week.
Hey, awesome.
So I wouldn't really say I am a runner. I want to be though. And spring is sadly upon us. So it's getting warmer and I actually went for a run again. Yeah.
Nice. Ooh. Awesome.
And I do like workouts. I just haven't done as much as I want to really, but I'm not unfit, I suppose. Not as fit as I want to be, but I'm not unfit.
Yeah, it's a work in progress, right?
It is. And there are ups and downs.
Yeah.
I'm extremely out of shape, but I'm trying. I'm doing a yoga thing, and I've done 21 days of yoga now. I had to take a pause for 2 days, but yeah, today will be day 22 as we're recording this. So
that's great.
GG. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's so hard to stick to something, so I'm glad you can do that.
God, it is. Like making something a habit is something I've struggled with my entire life. It's
Me
just
too.
so hard. Oh, and
Mhm.
then you have like the ADHD brain where you love something, you go like super hard on it, and then one day your brain just goes like, nah, this is boring now. And then you literally like can't force yourself anymore to do it. Like it's something you maybe completely and utterly loved, but there comes this time where your brain just goes like, nah, I'm good now.
Okay, I
Oh.
don't have ADHD, and that still happens to me. Like, as far as I know, I do not have ADHD in any way, and that happens to me so hard. Like, I don't get it, you know? Like, I'll go down this big rabbit hole on YouTube for a long time, and then suddenly I don't want anything to do with it, you know? It's just like, or like with games, I cannot play Stardew Valley. I played the heck out of it when I got it, like way before I was a streamer, and I can't touch it anymore.
Yeah, that does happen though.
Yeah.
Once you've had your fill, if you don't have ADHD brain, I think it's just once you had your fill, it's over.
Yeah,
And
no,
you
that
just
makes sense.
look for something else.
Yeah. Yeah, the stupid things with ADHD, you don't even necessarily, when it's like a hobby, you don't necessarily get like all the way in. You get and do all like the super fun planning, and like you go shopping around for like items to use while doing the hobby and that sort of stuff, and you buy everything, and then you start, and then your brain goes like, nah, next thing. It's so stupid. Yeah, it's so dumb.
And then you have all that stuff you don't need.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's stupid. Like ADHD people tend to have like a lot of like different hobby items just like kind of like lying around, and people don't use them. Like luckily I have Alex to keep that sort of in check, which is very, very, very helpful.
Yeah, I bet.
With the whole, you know, acquiring lots of things. And I did also, both times we moved, decluttered like extremely, like not so much like when we moved last year, but like moving countries, I decluttered so hard. I got rid of so much stuff, and it was so good, such a good decision. Like, oh, it's so freeing if you have like all this stuff dragging you down and whatnot. But what's not dragging you down, I think, is this episode of the podcast. And I think we're gonna just head into a quick break, and then we talk about what this podcast is mostly about, games. So stick around. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Halcyon Frequency podcast, episode number 59 with Suwey, Kiri, and me, FG. And we've got lots and lots and lots of games to talk about, new stuff, old stuff. Kiri, talk to me about Company of Heroes 3.
Yeah, I talked about it last week's episode already. I've been playing it again, continued with the Italy campaign, and I still like it. It's really fun. Last week I talked with Blind about it, and the funny thing is that I was surprised that Company of Heroes had a Total War turn-based map. I didn't know. Apparently that was the selling point of the third one. I didn't know. Blind was surprised that I was surprised, but I've played some more and I really like it. It's cool. Also, there have been 3 patches now since the release, which is good because the game is super buggy, or at least it was super buggy upon release.
Okay.
But they're working on it very quickly, and it's getting better with every patch. Because it was AI pathing doing a weird thing where you have a certain unit who can shoot a grenade, and you see that it's in range, but they still walk up right to the enemy, then throw it high up. It drops right next to them on the ground, and then it explodes on them. It's like, dude, why did you do this? But yeah, they're fixing things, which is good.
Good. Yeah. Yeah,
it's really fun. It's very enjoyable, and it's cool.
Yeah, that sounds a bit problematic indeed. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not quite my kind of game because I don't like World War II games. But I did get a key, and the stipulations were, we don't care if you make content with this, just have the key. So I gave it to Lex.
Okay, yeah.
And he seems to be enjoying it as well. So, there's that. At least it didn't go to waste, right?
No, absolutely. I think it's really fun because you've... Oh, go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I can't do games that are, like, overly dreary. Like, I'm really picky when games get to a certain dreariness level, which means I can't play most medieval games. It just makes me really sad. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, if the atmosphere is like that, I get it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about Frostpunk?
Oh, dude, that game was hard for me. Like, I enjoyed the game, but it wrecked my mental health a little bit. Like, by the time I finished, I was just like,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I have the Dark Kiri coping mechanism, and honestly, I think it's funny. Like, all these horrible things are happening to the people, and I'm just sitting there enjoying it.
Oh, no.
That's how Kiri draws her strength.
Kind of. I mean, sure. I think, and then I also say out loud, "Oh, that's so sad." We're gonna do it though. It's funny.
Nice.
I don't know if that's how I do this.
Yeah, that sounds good. What really amuses me about Company of Heroes is like the voice acting seems so incredibly modern, and it just makes me laugh all the time when I hear just Lex playing it, because I don't know, like some of the like just chatter that the units do, it sounds so way too modern for like the 40s. I don't know, it's really odd. I don't even have an example right now, but it's like there was like this one, I don't know if it was a cutscene or if this was chatter, but there went like one dude is like, "Oh my god, this is so hella sexy." And I'm just like, what?
No.
Yes.
That's funny.
I'm just like, okay, oh yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, all right, I guess.
Yeah, why not?
That's how it is.
Sure. There was one thing, because in the Italy campaign, you have a mission where you have to capture and rescue a town, and it's called Potenza. And it's become a meme because every single turn, there's a voice line of that one American guy telling you, "Hey, you'll have to capture Potenza. Oh, it would be really good to do this now." And every single turn until you actually have it. And eventually it's just, "I have only one word for you, Potenza." Dude, I know what I'm supposed to do. Let me do other things first.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, my chat gets very excited now when we hear Potenza.
Potenza, all hail Potenza, yeah, the fable Potenza. But at least they kind of understood and like made it like funny themselves, right? Like, yeah, as you said, where they just go at the end, "I have just one word for you."
Exactly. No, it's cool. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Like, I guess like adding a little bit of humor like that to a game, like to a really heavy topic like that, does definitely also like help mitigate that dreariness a little bit, doesn't it? Nice. Very good, very good. Talking about totally not dreary games, Suwey, how are your adventures in Project Zomboid? Because that's really happy-go-lucky.
No, but like, I don't know, for some reason it doesn't trigger it. I don't know, man. I'm weird. But I've been doing like really hardcore runs of Project Zomboid, so basically I have 16 times the normal amount of zombies in the game, and then I'm starting with no skills. So usually you start with 5 fitness, 5 strength to kind of get you going. But I'm starting without anything, and it's very hard. I'm on like my 5th or so character for it, and I've killed almost like 1,000 zombies, and I've survived like, I don't know, I think it was like 15 days or something at this point.
Dang.
So I'm pretty proud of myself, because all the other ones I survived like 11 days and got like 400 kills. Or maybe
That's
I
so
survived
impressive.
like 10 days. So like I'm having this huge improvement this game, which feels really good. But now I'm struggling to get food, so it's just a whole thing. But it's so fun. I really enjoy it. Like, once you get good at the game, it's so satisfying to just sit there and bonk and kill zombies like crazy, just boop, 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 boop. And like the sound they make when they die is really, it's chef's kiss, okay? It's as Suwey calls it, it's neuron activation.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't remember the sound.
Yeah. That sounds fun for sure. I haven't played recently, but I saw recently that they put out this big post about B42. I have no idea how far the B42 update is out. Probably still quite a while.
They don't say.
Yeah,
they do not say. It's frustrating. Like, everyone thinks it's gonna be sometime this year, but like nobody knows. You know?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like B41 took so long. I understand them not saying it because I'm sure they just got like a message every day. They just probably got like a bajillion messages just going, when B41, when B41, and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But apparently they're in B42 they're adding like basements and a new light engine. It looks really good. Like
and animals.
Yeah, animals too. Yeah. It looks really, really cool. Like, it's crazy. It's been like, what, 12 years now since it like first popped up, and it's like still going strong. It's crazy. It's like it's starting to enter like almost do forgive me blind. It's almost starting to enter like Dwarf Fortress like length of like development in a way. So I don't know. Like I feel like you can't really call Project Zomboid like early access anymore.
No, it doesn't feel.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel early access when you play it. So it's like kind of hard to say that it is.
Yeah, and it's also not but it's also not finished. So it's like continuous development or something like that. We need like a word for in between stuff cuz like obviously Dwarf Fortress is also not finished yet, but it's definitely not early access cuz like, you can get hundreds of hours of fun out of it. Just same with like Zomboid and that sort of stuff. So I feel like now that like some of the original early access games are reaching like these decades of development, we need like a new term.
Isn't it called live development, or is that only for like online games like like MMOs and stuff?
I have no idea.
Maybe? Because like in job postings they talk about like working in a live development sort of situation, right? And so that's what they're calling it in the industry from what I know, but I don't know if that counts for like early access games. I know it counts for like MMOs and stuff.
Also, maybe definitely it's not a like a game, like that sounds so stupid. It's not a gamer term, right? Like I don't know. It's not established in the community, let's say it that way. So, but maybe true. Life development, but don't know. Because that reminds me so much of live service games, and that's just like, no, no, thank you.
Or maybe that is what that means. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe that is what that means. I don't know. It's just something I see on job posting all the time, and I'm like, I'm not fully sure what they even mean by this, but okay. Yeah. And that's what I assumed, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know either, but yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, obviously, clearly, like they're still plodding on, so. Hopefully they're not struggling for money. So like I guess it's gonna be a little bit more common now to have like these projects of like these epic proportions. So that's definitely really interesting. I think to like keep an eye on like these types of projects.
Oh yeah, I'm here for it, honestly.
Yeah,
like as long as they don't release it too early. Like the thing is I'm okay with it being early. But give us several hours, like a bunch of hours of gameplay and make it not glitchy. The second it's like super buggy, I'm like, I'm not touching this ever again, and it's so hard to convince me to come back once it's like super buggy to the point where the game crashes constantly or something.
Yeah. Like I'm okay with it not being perfect, but I'm also not your Q. Like I am not your QA tester for basic systems. Like I will test new stuff that you implement, right? Yeah, that's fine. Like if you like, for example, like in RimWorld, right? Okay, we have this, and then we're adding this new system of ranching, and like or like animal taming, that sort of stuff. If that has glitches at that point in like early access development, that's fine. But like if you're like, I don't know, colonist pathing bugs out like all the time, and they just, I don't know, get stuck in a wall or something, like I'm not here for that kind of testing. No, thank you.
No, plus like I didn't buy the game. Like, I know we're streamers, so we get review keys a lot, but Either way, I didn't buy the game to QA test. I'm not paying you to test stuff for you. Like,
not basic
stuff like that. You should already have
that
figured out, you know? Like, I mean, I get, like, there's weird case scenarios that users are going to be able to manage to do that QA testers just wouldn't have thought of. But you should have QA testing. Minimum.
There should be a base level of like, workability that oftentimes they don't have.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so talking about games in early access, I played a game that came out yesterday. I did get a key for it. It wasn't sponsored though. Called One Military Camp. So kind of harking on both of the games that you just talked about. It's military and early access. But so it's basically supposed to be a humorous take on running a military base and like freeing a continent from an enemy. So you have like the base management, which is like you have to like train up your special soldiers and then set them on missions and that sort of stuff. And it's light-hearted, like 2 Point Campus and Hospital and Theme Hospital and that sort of stuff.
So okay.
I was looking at it and I thought it looked very 2 Point, you know?
Yeah, it's like that. So like for example, like if you're if you're training your tank drivers, they're driving around in like a little miniature tank and you know, that sort of stuff. Like it's like light-hearted, humorous take on war. Like the first thing the bad guy does when they get introduced in like the you know, the intro video is like he steps on a rubber ducky and that sort of stuff. Like it's like it's war, but it's not like bleak. It's, you know, it's like humorous, and it has a little bit of evil genius in there and that sort of humor. Obviously you're playing the good guys, and then like the second bad guy, like she has like really bad allergies, so she like she turns people into zombies to cut all the flowers down and that sort of stuff. So it's not like it's not bleak, but it starts off really interesting. The tutorial is like really long and winding and has, I don't know, 80% too much text for what it's trying to teach you. So yeah, you can mostly skip it actually. Really, if you've played a game like this before, it's not really rocket science. But like the basis is there, the art is good, the humor is good. Mid game got really boring though, because so what you have to do is you have to train ever increasingly complex specialities, like special soldiers. So you start off with like this is infantry, so that's like purple, and then you have this is a tank driver, so you have to train purple and red, which is like shooting and it's shooting and strength. So they know how to drive a tank, and then they do that, and then you can specialize them if they've leveled up their purple and red, and then they train their class speciality and they get better as a tank driver and that sort of stuff, which is important later on for mission, because the better they are at their job, the more points they give you, and the enemy has points, and then you have to like have more points than the enemy, and you know, that's basically like the percentage. So if you have like 1,000 points, the enemy has 200 points, you're probably gonna steamroll them and that sort of stuff. But by mid game, you kind of just sit there and wait for your dudes to finish their training, which takes a while. And the only thing you do at that point is you buy supplies for your stockpile, because you have to feed your people, you have to like supply ammo and medicine for when they get hurt, either on a mission or while training, so they can get hurt while training and that sort of stuff. But you kind of just sit there, you click on the stockpiles every couple of days to refill them, to order like a refill, and besides that there's not much to do in mid game. So it's a really cool idea, and the art is really cool, the animations are really cool for like all of the little, because it's like in 2 Point, and you know, where you have like the little stations and they all have their funny animations and that sort of stuff. So those all look really, 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 really good. It's just I played for 5 hours yesterday ish, 5.5, and the last hour I just kind of was sitting around and with nothing to do. It got kind of boring, unfortunately. So It's a good basis. It's not buggy, but it's just lacking on content in the end, which is a bit sad because the price is pretty hefty. It's like $25, 25 euros, with a 10% launch discount. So it's a little bit empty for that price point. Like, it's a bit too hefty a price point for early access. Like 15, I think, would have been better, and then raise the price once there's more to do. Like, you technically, so the entire continent is there, and you can technically take down the entire continent, but most of the game's gonna be sitting around when you play it, so it's not great. For me, like, I won't stream it like anytime soon again, because there's just nothing happening for stream. Like, it's just boring.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Overall, it sounds good though. Like, it sounds like it has a lot of potential.
Yeah,
once it makes it out of early access, then
yeah,
it could be very good.
Yeah. I hate saying it because it's such a trope at this point, but yeah, there is potential there. Like, you know, like, it's quality stuff. As I said, like, the humor, the art, the animations, like, there's nothing janky about that. And I said, like, I haven't had any crashes, haven't really had any bugs. There was one tiny thing where the game, like, yelled at you that there was nobody working the canteen during shift change. Yeah, if the daytime shift leaves and the nighttime shift comes in, there is like a minute where there's nobody working there. Chill out, game, it's fine. I've got cooks. But besides that, like, it ran really well. So it's like it's early access in that not all content content and systems is not early access in terms of game quality.
That's good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll definitely play it again. They also have a roadmap. They're gonna put in like multiplayer, asynchronous multiplayer. They're gonna put in more events, that sort of stuff. They're gonna put in Twitch integration, and that sort of stuff. So there's, you know, it's like, I want to keep an eye on it. It
sounds good.
At the moment, I would definitely say put it on your wish list, and keep an eye on it. It's otherwise just a wee bit too early for like getting and like plenty of enjoyment out of it. But there's also already achievements, so there's that.
Good to know. I'm actually gonna try it on Sunday.
Nice. I hope you like enjoy.
Looking forward to it now.
Yeah, because it's good. It's just not there yet, but it's good.
Yeah, just like a couple hours. That's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. More fighting and mechs and military. Kiri, tell me about Phantom Brigade.
Yeah, full disclosure, I was sponsored to play the game, and I'm honestly very glad I was, because otherwise I probably would have skipped it. But I had a great time with it. So they call it's a hybrid of RTS and turn-based. I don't really see the RTS type in it that much though. But
okay,
you're mechs, or you have mechs. It's, I would assume, on a different planet that is Scandinavian, Norwegian influenced, because there are a lot of Norwegian names. And something happened, other people attacked, you are the rebels basically trying to get everything back. There is a world map where you've got missions, then you move on to that mission, and then you can load out your mechs. The loadout so far, so there's different weapons for them, and you can upgrade the mech when you find parts for it, basically. I didn't make it super far, so I'm not sure if you get like super exciting different weapons, or if you only just find better ones, which is basically just one level higher, and then you get the higher level one, and that's it. But you can name the pilots, you can name the mechs, you can color them, which is nice. And then you send them into battle, and it's got a really cool mechanic. They call it a prediction module that is in a mech. So you know what the enemy is going to do in a round, because the combat is turn-based then. Everything is on pause. You see how the enemy is going to move, if they're going to attack, who they're going to attack. And you have like a timeline, as in a video editing software. And you can move your mouse on the timeline to know at what time the enemy is going to be where and doing what. And then your mechs can either wait, you can run, or you can attack. And you can put that on the timeline and then adjust that so that, you know, this mech is going to walk over there and then attack your mech here. So you see that, and then you can adjust, and then you can put up your shield ability in time, and you move it on the timeline. And after that is done, you can queue an attack. But you have to be careful because attacking produces heat. And if your mech overheats, first of all, you're going to take damage, and eventually it's going to eject your pilot and you won't be able to use it anymore. So that's a really, really cool mechanic, and I liked it a lot because you just have endless amount of time to figure out the best move. And once you're done with it all and happy, you can execute it. And every turn is basically 5 seconds. So you always queue up actions for those 5 seconds. And then they do the movement. You can replay that. Because if you're focusing on your mech on the left and you don't really know what happened on the right, you can just replay that to see what happened then. And then you start over basically and queue up in the next 5 seconds. I think the art is really cool. It looks nice. The UI is very user-friendly and intuitive. So that is good. It's very clean as well. There are accessibility settings. So it's got a menu that is rotating and something else that's rotating in the game, but I turned it off immediately when I saw that as a setting for it.
Oh my god, that is like so exciting,
I know, right? It's really cool. So I turned all of that off. There's one thing though, when you move on the timeline, the camera does like a teeny tiny bit of zooming in and zooming out, which I think is unnecessary, but it wasn't really horrible for me and my simulation sickness. Yeah, there's voice acting, although the voice acting broke for me at some point and I didn't have it anymore.
Oh, no.
You have voice acting, and then like when you go and do karaoke, you've got a stroke around the words to like signify where the voice line is currently.
Okay.
And I saw that continue, but there was no voice. I just saw the text and then the karaoke style, this is where we're supposed to be right now. But I didn't hear anything, so I think that just broke.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a bit sad because the voice acting isn't bad. I've heard other people say that the story isn't really good. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what's going on. It's just that we're being attacked. We're the rebels. We're attacking back. That's as far as I made it, really. But fighting is really fun. I like that it's not overwhelming because it's turn-based in that sense, and you just move everything around on the timeline. It looks really pretty. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. Oh, that sounds really, really good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Will we play more of it, or maybe?
That's a maybe, because I think I'm going to be very busy for the next week. So I'm not sure if I can
Gotcha.
fiddle it in. Because if I have time to play whatever I want, I think I'd rather continue Company of Heroes right now.
Gotcha.
But it's definitely a fun game that I wouldn't have checked out otherwise, because I don't like mechs. Or as in, I'm not fascinated by them. I don't mind them, but it's not like, oh, there's mechs, I need to play it.
Me too.
But they're
Same.
cool. It's a good game.
Nice.
Well,
awesome.
Speaking of simulation sickness, I played through Halo 2. And at the end, there's like all these elevators you go through. Oh my gosh! They're like little tube things that you like move up and stuff, and that ruined me. But beyond that, Halo 2 was really good. Because I played Halo 1 before, and now I'm played through Halo 2. It's such an improvement on Halo 1 because you can dual wield, and like the weapons feel so much better, and yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
I'm excited to play the third one, but I'm playing other games in between. So one of the ones I'm gonna be doing, I started, is Against the Storm, which I know FG is a really big fan of.
So good.
My chat wouldn't shut up about how much you love that game, FG.
Go chat.
It was really fun though. It was really fun. I like how it's roguelite because my problem with city builders most of the time is I don't like the point where like things are ones are self-governing.
Yeah.
And you're not really building too much new stuff, and it's more about making it look pretty and stuff. I just check out. So on this, like, you don't get to that point, and you don't need to make it pretty. You just need to make it function, which I really like, because I love games where I make it function, and I micromanage and just make things work. I don't care if it's pretty. Like, I do not want to waste my creative energy. I only have so much, but I have unlimited planning and organization energy, you know? So it's nice because it's a city builder, but it doesn't tap that creativity and creative energy that, you know, I try to not tap because it gets burnt out really easy and really fast.
Yep. No, I agree. It's just the fact you have a goal and you achieve the goal and then you're done and then you start over. It's just so good.
I love that too.
Yeah. The game is just so good, and like once again, like super big shout outs to the devs. Like they're so incredibly dedicated to their game. Like honestly, like cranking out updates every 2 weeks is bonkers. It's so crazy. Like, it's mental.
It's impressive.
Yeah, they just have new updates like every 2 weeks. Sometimes bigger, sometimes smaller, but like there is always something like every 2 weeks, and like so many what they do is they involve the community so much. Like basically all the players, if you owned a copy of the game, you could open the game and you can vote on what the next the fifth race is. Like they just had that in the game. Like they just let the people decide. They made 3 races and they were like, okay, which one do you want? And people could vote. It was so cool. Like, I don't know, it's like they're definitely a company that are doing early access right, because there is so much content. The game already works so well the way it is right now, and they're just refining system, making things better, more intricate, even better designed, and just and yeah, they're, as I said, like 2 updates every 2 weeks, which is so impressive.
No, that is a really fast turnaround. I really hope they don't have crunch or anything and that the studio is going well, because when I hear that, I just do worry a little bit about crunch, you know?
I don't think so, because if it's not ready yet, they just say, this system isn't ready yet, so we're pushing that bit back a little bit, but we have this week. So I think it seems to be going really. I hope it's going well for them, and
It makes me feel better.
I think what hurt them. I mean, this is just my opinion here. I think releasing on Epic first, because they did a year of early access on Epic, right? Hurt them a little bit in terms of like making people aware about the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, it helped with the money, though, right? Like, clearly being on Epic for a year, they obviously got the Epic grant and the Epic money for that. Not the grant, but the money for that, for being exclusive. So that probably helps to like just secure their financials. But there's so many people who just still like only just recently learned about the game, because in November it finally came out on Steam.
On that way. I did not know about it prior. Like, I thought it was new.
Yeah, no, I knew about it, but I don't even know if I had it. But
I had streamed it when it released on Epic, and then I streamed it again when it released on Steam. I also like it a lot. I just need to go back to it.
It's I really like it's got most of the achievable achievements with a couple of hard ones, so I'm really enjoying that. Like I have like 44 out of 50 achievements at this point. It's
nice.
It's really fun. I'm assuming there will be more achievements for release, but who knows?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Talking about a game that I didn't enjoy. So I played Bear and Breakfast for the first time this week, like the full release version. I played the demo. Gosh, I want to say maybe last year in February during a Next Fest, and was really excited. Then I didn't play it on release because they just didn't hand out keys to streamers, except for the really big ones.
Dude, I really wanted a key for it, and I just never got one, and I'm kind of sad,
they just didn't give it. They gave keys to like Co, and that's like basically creators of like Co Carnage's size, and that's it. So I got really grumpy, and I was like, I'm not streaming this. Nah. But then my community insisted on like trying to gift me the game. I think like or three people tried to gift me the game.
Oh my gosh.
And I finally accepted. Like the first one I declined. I was like, okay, yeah, sure, okay. I might not stream this though. They were like, okay. So this week I just didn't really have anything come out that I wanted to stream. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check out older games that I have, and I'm gonna play this. And the start is cool, the art is great, but then everything is just waiting. There's nothing to do. And once you get to the point where it's like to get to the next bit in the story, in the main mission campaign, here have like 3 guests leave 5-star ratings and get 5 more guests stay at this B&B. You just wait, and it's so boring. Like, yeah, I can go and walk on the map again, the same route, to collect more of the resources. By the time I stopped playing after 5 hours, I had like 400 of every resource because there's nothing else to do. And the worst thing is, you can skip nighttime, like you can go to sleep once it's nighttime, but you can't go to sleep during the day. And they take quite a while to pass. So you just stand around or you run around collecting the same resources again. They spawn in the same place. And it's just so boring. Like,
it's so disappointing here.
Yeah. Like, I think it's okay to play if you play it as like I'm gonna watch this thing on the side, or I'm gonna listen to this podcast and I just need something to do for my hands. Like, for that, it's probably okay. But as like I'm gonna focus on this and I'm gonna stream this game, and there's lots of stuff to do. Like how in Stardew Valley, you're like, okay, today we're doing this, and this, and then you do like 2 things on that list because you got distracted. And then you have like so much more to do next day, and you're like, no, I don't want to sleep because I have so much still I need to do today. And it's like it's completely the opposite of that. Oh god, it's just
that's very disappointing.
So boring. Yeah.
Dude, I've been like watching it for good sales and stuff. I guess I won't now because like, man, I mean maybe for a me game, but like,
it's not good.
So disappointing.
I don't think it's good for streaming.
I also got a gift it from my community, but I've only played, I don't know, like 2.5 hours, and I really like that part. But apparently I didn't make it to the waiting around part.
Well, you probably, I assume you have the shack by now, right? And maybe you're working on unlocking the motel at that point?
Probably. I know they've got a bus station, because it's been a while since I played it. They've got bus stations and, I don't know, guests.
Yeah.
I can't really remember.
I have unlocked all of that stuff. Like, I unlocked, like, all of the bus stations, like, immediately and that sort of stuff. The motel took a while because I had to wait for the specific resource to spawn so I could collect it. So that meant another day waiting because resources spawn, like, every day. So it's like, yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
There's a lot of waiting. Like, it would be fine if you could skip days. If I could just go to sleep whenever and wake up the next morning, I would not be complaining because I could just do that when I'm waiting on stuff. But you can't. You're forced to wait the day out. And
it's tedious.
It's so tedious. Yeah, exactly. So I just didn't enjoy that bit at all. So I played my vegging out game a lot on stream this week, which is just American Trucks.
Dude, that game's so fun. I played that with Suwey. Like, I'll just like put on a podcast and drive around.
Just drive around, yeah, it's fine. Talking about vegging out though, I think Kiri did that with Diablo 3 this week, or last weekend rather, right?
I did last weekend. So originally, Mystery and I wanted to go to a spa, but turns out ever since they opened again after COVID, you actually have to book it in like weeks in advance, and we didn't realize. So the spas were full, but I already said that I was going to take time off, so I stuck with that. And we decided to just stay home and veg out. Because we had then meant to actually go outside and, do something unusual. We didn't. We stayed inside. It was perfect. And I played a game, yes, Diablo 3 again, for like 18 hours in a weekend. I haven't done that for years.
Nice.
And it felt amazing. It was exactly what I needed. And so the reason I played it again was, first of all, I'm very excited about Diablo 4, and I couldn't wait. But also a new season started in Diablo 3, so I started with a softcore character, played on my own, and then together with a friend, who was also a streamer, Smith Hiller, we started hardcore characters. So once you die, you're dead.
Nice.
And we played the season together for a bit, and it was so good. I had so much fun. Unfortunately, I couldn't play all week, but I'm looking forward to playing again on, I don't know.
On the weekend?
Well, tomorrow should have time a bit, yeah.
Nice.
It was exactly what I needed. It was so good. It's just one of those, I don't really have to think about it games. I just run around and kill things, like hack and slash. I love it.
Awesome.
It does sound nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really wish ARPGs drew me in like that. They just don't. Like, I love the whole getting stronger gear, making, gear better, getting better colors in MMOs.
Yeah.
In ARPGs, it just does not draw me in. Like, I played Diablo 3 once through for the story. Like, I played the story, and then I was like, okay, now it's time to like level the character more and get stronger. And then like, as soon like the same story started, I'm just like, oh, this is boring. I mean, I know at that point you don't really care about the story anymore, but the rest of the the actual leveling thing, like, just it doesn't draw me in. So it's like, yeah, okay, this is not for me.
I get that, but also Diablo 3 has changed so much, and there's game modes, so you don't play the story anymore. There's different game modes that you play.
True. Like, this was
like bounty hunting and such, and then the rifts. So,
true.
But I get it. Yeah, it's absolutely perfect for me.
Have you played Final Fantasy 14?
No, I have not played the award-winning MMO Final Fantasy. Which, did you know you can play for free the expansion Heaven Sword? Not sponsored, but my chat has tried that with me a whole bunch of times.
It's so good.
No, I haven't. I don't know. I think my problem with Final Fantasy, like the MMO, I just don't vibe with the art style for some reason.
I love it, dude. That's the reason I play it, because like, I don't know. I need to be able to make my character super cutesy, and I love it.
See, I don't like the cute. I'm not a cutesiest person. I like I like my MMOs more cartoony, like WoW.
Not me.
I really like the cartoonish look of like WoW.
No, I do not like the way. Yeah, I do not like the way WoW looks. I know. Like, Final Fantasy is beautiful in my eyes, and then WoW, I'm just like, I could just go play Final Fantasy instead, and like have my cute cat girl with her pink hair and adorable little outfits. To
be fair, I wouldn't call WoW nowadays pretty anymore. It definitely is outdated looking, even the new areas.
Yeah.
I just like the art style, like the style of the art and how it's done. I wouldn't call it pretty anymore. It's definitely outdated. Even with the refreshes and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I just don't. Oh god, I just need an MMO. I just need a new MMO. All right.
Yeah. Nothing's good coming out MMO wise though, and it's like I'll try betas. Though, well, there's Palia. I really want to try Palia.
Yeah, me too.
A lot in the works though.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of like, okay, let's just, you know what? I'm making an executive decision. Because we're talking about this. We're sliding into news without a break. Sorry, whoever's editing this. Did you though hear about PAX Day? Did you hear about that game? Did you look at that? Like,
I feel like I opened that just earlier today.
Yeah. We posted it. Like, oh gosh, I want to say.
Oh yeah, no, then I looked at it. Yeah.
Just posted it. It's like it's they call it a social sandbox. MMO. It's by like ex Blizzard and Ubisoft people and whatnot. It's apparently an MMO that doesn't have NPCs, but you know what it reminded me of? Worm Online. It's like this multiple worlds for people, but it looks so. I am low-key hyped for it because it looks really good, and I think I like the idea of it a lot. And
it does.
Yeah,
I'm just not sure if I could play it. Like, I don't know what the gameplay is gonna look like.
Yeah,
I'm not sold on it because I'm worried it will be too combat focused, and I'm just not a combat person, you know. Like,
but
I don't know. When there's too much combat, I just like,
True. But it's a social sandbox MMO where you can build a home, craft your weapons, and go to war. So you probably don't actually have to do the fighting part if you don't want to. They did have a announcement video as well, Kiri. I think they have a little bit of gameplay. I want to say there was some gameplay in there. And I want to say that was pretty like you could zoom out quite far in the for that. It's a lot of talking in there. Obviously, not too much gameplay, but like it has MMO style camera, so you can zoom out and stuff, and like over the shoulder camera and that sort of stuff. Obviously, we don't know if you can, they have to have the staples like turn off screen shake and all that sort of crap. But I don't know, like I just anyways, this was I put it into news because this was announced a couple of days ago, and people are kind of like, oh, this is kind of cool. And it looks interesting, and I just want an MMO I can sink into again. It's been so long and just nothing grabs me, and
same.
I'm still so sad that New World, I think New World could have been so good if it hadn't been PvP focused. Because I loved running around in the world and like the crafting and gathering resources and all that sort of stuff. Like,
yeah,
if that had actually been like a viable thing to do, like run my own shop in this and just get resources and sell resources to people, like I would still probably be playing that so much. Not the stupid like PvP crap where any PvE content that you do is either worthless or only like gets you like more PvP like items. I don't know. Oh god, I'm so upset about it.
Me too.
I don't mind the PvP, but my problem was that I had trouble with the camera because I couldn't zoom out and change the angle to a more top-down view.
Yeah.
So I had to adjust my camera settings to be very slow, and then combat was very difficult for me.
Yeah,
I don't like PvP. In general, I don't like PvP.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with like board games and card games being PvP. But most of anything else, I'm not a PvP player. I just get salty, or I feel bad for the person I beat. So it's either I get salty or I'm just like not happy winning because I'm like, oh, whatever. Or I'm just like, wow, I suck, I lost.
It's just not relaxing.
I know. Like, let me go do fetch quests and like gather resources. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Make me your errand boy / girl. Yes, please.
Yes.
Make me do that. Don't make me do kill other players. I want to work together.
The MMO should have all of it.
Yeah. Like or if have both of it. But in the problem is like New World did have these quests, of course. For the territory standing, but the problem was it was just the same 5 quests over and over and over and over again, and they gave you such a little territory standing. Oh my god. And they have like these Steam achievements, because I was like, okay, maybe I'm just gonna play this as like a single player game and focus on getting Steam achievements. But they have these Steam achievements to get like 300 territory standing in every region. It's like to get one region to 300, you need like 500 plus hours of gameplay. And there's like, I don't know what, like 9 regions or something stupid. Like, it's just not it's not even feasible unless you like just play only that. And that's just like, I'm still so sad that they just squandered it so hard, because it could have been so cool.
Games need to respect your time. That is like a huge thing that I am like adamant about, is like, do not make me make this game my job, like respect my time, and some games, like, it doesn't matter the pace you move at, but other games, like, you're expected to move at the pace of the fastest players, and it's just like, no.
Yeah,
let me do my thing. Like, let me be a noob over here. Let me, take my time. And don't do this to me. Like, and the second there's PvP and all of that, like, suddenly, nobody cares about what you can do if you're not top tier, and that's just so frustrating. Like, I know I keep bringing up Final Fantasy, but, like, literally they tell you, if you want to cancel your sub, between patches and whatever, like, do it. We don't care, And, like, they have hardcore stuff, but you don't need to do hardcore stuff. There's no really need to do it besides having fun with it. Like, when you're leveling and starting to first play the game, some of the collectibles you can get and some of the things you can gather are still able to be sold for really high amounts of money because people don't want to go to the effort and they're, like, annoying to get, And a lot of games don't find that balance, and it bothers me.
That's true. Yeah, that's definitely something that's very, very lacking. So yeah, I'm excited for PAX Day, and I mean, it's probably going to be. I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to be because they do have alpha testing signups already available on their website. So maybe that is going to come out sooner than we think. I don't know. But it's probably still going to be at least I would assume like 2 years or so. I just want an MMO. Just give me a good MMO to play, please.
We have that craving.
I have that. I have it so badly.
Yeah, I've had that recently. I got burnt out on Final Fantasy for a while. So I started, like, trying a bunch of different ones, and I was just like, the whole time I'm like, this sucks. This is not what I want. And then I just gave in and went back to Final Fantasy.
Yeah, no, I've tried so many, and I don't know. There's just nothing right now that grabs me, and it's like,
neither.
Oh god, like, I don't know if this is we're like super like meandering about MMOs here, but you know what? This is our podcast. We can do that.
Yeah, we can.
Like, I'm still interested to see how it's going to be, but honestly, at this point, I don't think it'll ever see the light of day. Ashes of Creation. Because Ashes of Creation also has that whole, like, changing the PvE world and taking up, like, making, like, hot, like community, like the community node system, all that sort of stuff, which sounds really, 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 really cool. But considering they're, like, what, 4 years behind, like, when they originally wanted to launch now, I have a feeling Ashes of Creation is never going to come out.
We'll see.
I backed it on Kickstarter. And, like, I didn't get the top tier, so I still don't even have alpha access, even though I have a tier with, like, certain early access. But it's, like, the game is not even at that point that my backer tier gets access to the non-release build.
Okay, yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, they do, like, weekly content and they show off stuff, but at the same time, it feels like there's just nothing yet to really, like nothing tangible, really. I don't know. It's weird. I wonder if that game ever will come out at this point.
Oh, well.
Talking about games coming out, right? I think, did you put that in, Kiri?
Well, it was Belena's topic. I posted it because I prepared the podcast. I can totally talk about it. I just have no clue what it is.
Me either.
So apparently there was a Paradox announcement. There's going to be a new Colossal Order game.
Yes.
And that's all I really know about it, because I've never heard about Colossal Order before.
You have, because it's not
to the website.
Colossal Order is not the game name; it's the developer's name, and they've made City Skylines. So the City Skylines devs are making a new game. Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't get that.
No, that's fine.
You're
fine.
good.
All good. So, we don't know yet what it is. We don't know if it's the rumored City Skylines 2 or if it's something completely different. But I know a lot of people want, like, either a new one, like a new City Skylines, or just more of the same game type thing. or like another game by them, because like I mean, City Skylines has been, I would probably assume, a really good success. Like there's a lot of people playing that, and a lot of people have played that, and
I keep played it a while too. Yeah, it's good.
Yep. Yeah, it's not
a new one would be nice.
Yeah, see what I want. So City Skylines for me is it's not bad, but it's not what I want, because what I want is a SimCity type game and not a traffic management game, which City Skylines mostly devolves into, or designing if you play free play, which is something that Suwey earlier talked about. I personally don't have the creative juices thing to do that.
Same.
Like to sink into
and
that.
Not the patience. I just don't care about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Neither.
So with a SimCity game, you don't have to do that. The whole designing thing, like meticulously designing and placing like a tree there and a tree here and make it all look pretty. Like, because I totally get that some people love it. I just don't have the patience / time to do that. So maybe I wish, rather, let's say it this way. My wish would be that they don't make a new City Skylines, but they try their hand at an actual SimCity type game, because it's been freaking 10 years, almost to the day actually, that we got a SimCity. And SimCity 2013, well, it had its share of a lot of problems.
I've never played a SimCity game or seen one before, actually.
Dang.
I've also never played one, I think.
SimCity 4 is still really, really, really good. SimCity 2013 also got decent with the Megastructure DLC that they added, but it was such a disappointment, because at the time they were like, oh my god, it's gonna have like multiplayer, and it's gonna be like asynchronous multiplayer. Yeah, and it was just like a mess. And it had like an always online requirement, so that bugged out for people, and it was just so messy. And the biggest issue was, because of this multiplayer online thing, and just the game not running well otherwise, it just had tiny plots for your town. Like, it was tiny, the field, and you just hit this spot at some point where you just couldn't do anything anymore, even though you weren't like finished, and that was really annoying. The DLC helped with that a lot, because you got these mega towers where you could just house just thousands of people and have like shops and everything in just one area, and that helped with that a lot, so you have freed up space for other things. But yeah, it was not good at the time. SimCity, the previous one is still kind of the golden SimCity if you ever want to jump in, and you can get that for like dirt cheap at this point.
All right.
Yeah. So moving on, this is actually like it's like an esports section, and I put both of those articles in, and well, it's not really an article. The first one is just an announcement. I am not, like, full disclosure, I'm not into Dota, but Dota is a pretty big esport, and we've all heard of the International, right? Which is like the biggest Dota tournament, and it has like ginormous prize pools and all that sort of stuff. But
Okay.
so there was this it's not really grassroots. It's like well, it's a production studio, Beyond the Summit. They did a lot of tournament organizing and broadcasting of esports, and they did lots and lots of different titles, mostly Dota, but also some CSGO, Rocket League, fighting games, other, like, lots of stuff. Like, they were like huge. They were huge. They were founded 10 years ago, and they just put out a statement not too long ago that they just can't do it anymore. Like, after 10 years, they just have to, or 11 years at this point, they just have to close their doors, because it was just no longer viable. Because I guess, like, esports has been, like, sort of in this bubble that's slowly starting to burst of, like, you know, I'm lacking a word here. Like the prize pools and like the payouts and all that sort of stuff, they were just too high to sustain. Like it was unsustainable. That's the word. Unsustainable.
So
That's what I'm looking for.
Then.
Yeah. Excuse me, what did I say?
Well,
Sorry.
From what I've heard, most
sponsors.
I'm not sure if it's sponsors or if it's just like the general like ability to not be able to finance stuff anymore because like it's just unsustainable as a whole, as the whole industry.
Yeah.
I've heard that most esports orgs do run at a loss. Like I know the huge streamer Moist Critical, he does run a esports league and it's like at a really massive loss. Like he talks about it and it's insane. Yeah.
Most teams. So this is obviously not a team, like a player team. It's a production company, so they only ran like tournaments. And they did the whole broadcasting side of things and the casting side of things, not the team and player side of things. But like the entire industry basically just got so blown out of proportion with like costs and prize pools just not being sustainable. Like they just don't have money to like pay their people and keep doing these tournaments. I assume lack of like maybe sponsor investment and lack of like community payments, I guess, is in there. Because like how do esports tournaments make money? They get sponsors and they get people to watch them who then watch ads, right?
Yeah.
And we all know that with the economy being as it is, like there's a lot of companies who've pulled out of certain promotions or like dialed back their things, not necessarily like games, but like gaming adjacent companies. They've dialed back a little bit because people just don't have the spending power. So
yeah,
I assume that's like part of it. I'm not a Dota person. I've only ever really watched Starcraft, so I can't like comment on how like how this company was run or anything like that, but they were one of the biggest, and they had a lot of they had the watch time and the viewers and that sort of stuff, but I guess it's coming to that time where this esports bubble is probably going to burst just a little bit, because it's just not doable at this point. Like the return of investment is just not there to actually make it. I know I just keep reusing the word sustainable, but so I don't know. It sucks though, because like losing, it's not even necessarily community run, but like losing the diversity of people and companies running events like that is always sucky. It always just sucks, because it just sucks because it's monopolies are bad. Basically is what it comes down to, right? And continuing on with the esports news, though this I know a little bit more about because I did used to watch lots of Starcraft. GSL, which is South Korea's longest running Starcraft 2 event, like for esports and pro esports and that sort of stuff, has like significantly downsized their league this year, including payouts, by a huge margin. Like so much. Like it's crazy. Like they're planning to hold 3 seasons for a total prize money payout of $78,000, which sounds like a lot, but over 3 seasons, that's not so much. And it's not like only first place gets money, right? Like the money gets split up between first, second, third, whatever. Like up to 8th place, I think they all still get prize money. So like if you win it now, you make like a measly $7,000 for like 3-4 months of invest. Like it's so low, because even last year, where they had 3 seasons and then 2 extra bigger tournaments called they called them super tournaments. The prize money payout was $430,000. So roughly,
that's an incredible cut. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. They cut it by like 80% or something like that, right? Is my math solid here? Because 80 times 5 would be, or 8 times 5 is 40, right? So they cut it by more than 80%, really, actually, at this point. If you don't just, so like, yeah, that's a huge loss.
That's rough for the esports professionals.
Yeah.
If they're relying on that prize money.
Yep. Yeah. It's basically a nail in the coffin for the Starcraft 2 scene in South Korea, because it's not sustainable to make, if you it's not sustainable. It's just not.
It sounds like the whole way of how esports is done needs to be reimagined somehow.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's not like the way it's all done right now is just not sustainable.
Yeah,
it's just not there. And it really sucks. I mean, yeah, to be fair, for the last 10 years it's been a joke. Starcraft 2 is a dying esports anyways, but this is a huge nail in the coffin. And a lot of Starcraft 2 pros in Korea are now like, well, either I'm going to quit and do other things now, or a whole bunch of them are considering to go back to Brood War, because that scene's still going pretty strong, especially with that remaster that Blizzard put out like several years ago. So that scene is alive and well, which has always been like the beloved scene in South Korea anyways. So yeah, it's a big hit for the Starcraft 2 community as a whole, and then the Korean pros in particular. It really sucks. It's a very big loss, because it was always like, it was like the way to make the Korean scene like sustainable, and then have like Westerners go to Korea and like compete in it. It was like, it was really special for them, and just like, I don't know, it sucks. And makes me a little bit worried for like, just like, all of these stories kind of just accumulating at the same time. Makes me a little bit worried for the esports scene in more niche games. I don't think like LOL or Dota or CSGO is gonna go away, but like the more niche ones, I fear for a little bit in terms of sustainability over the next few years, which kind of sucks a little bit. Because GSL, like back in the heyday, was really, really cool. I went in 2014 and it was special. It was very, very special. And even then, like, it was already so much dialed down compared to like the Brood War events, but it was still really heckin' special. But yeah, well,
sounds cool to go to an esports event. I've never been to one. It was
cool. I've been to, I went to the GSL finals in 2014. One of them, the ones in October. I went to 2 Home Story Cups, and one of them was their anniversary, which was like a really, really big one. That was cool, but that was like all already like lots of times ago, like lots of years ago. But no, it was fun. Very exhausting, because those are like, even just as an attendee, I don't even want to know how exhausting it is as a caster or player, but because the days are long. But no, it was cool. It was cool. Very special. Probably the one sporting events that I actually enjoy. But talking, last news on the docket for today. Talking about events, Kiri, tell us what the heck you did this week.
Okay. I was invited to go to an opening event of a new merch store / flagship store of the publisher THQ Nordic. They are based in Vienna. I'm based in Vienna, and they invited me. Full disclosure, I was paid to produce social media content about it. but it was still a really, really cool event with red carpet and catering. The store is located in Wien Mitte, so that's super central, easy to reach, and it's a clean, open-spaced, fancy store. I'm gonna say they've got merchandise about the games. I don't know, figures, t-shirts, hoodies, board games, props, stress toys, but I don't know. And then you can also get games. And they've got a gaming station there as well, which is really cool. Also, they've got these huge flat screens on the walls showing gameplay trailers and stuff. Game trailers and gameplay trailers. And the gaming station, there's a PS5. They do exist. And you can test all the games you can buy there, which I think is really cool. So they've got a shelf with, I don't know, the SpongeBob game, Biomutant, Wreckfest. Wreckfest is the one I tried. So for the sponsorship, what they want me to do is just, first of all, go there and look at things, take my own pictures and videos, but then they also had me in certain photo ops with a cosplayer, for example. There was a really cool cosplayer there. And they wanted me to game and then record footage of that so I can post about that too. And I like the idea of it. Because for me, it was actually perfect, because with my simulation sickness, unfortunately, I can't play any of the games that they would sell there. I can play the others that they don't sell there, but I could try it. And I tried Wreckfest, which piqued my curiosity because I like racing games. And I tried it, and it's a no-go for me, so I can't play that. But I played it for like 5 minutes, and I could test it. And I think that's really great. Yeah, and then they sent me home with a goodie bag.
Sorry.
Demos are super important. No, absolutely. It's important.
Yeah. Even for bigger games. AAA studios, take note. Demos are important, so we can test it if we, if we need accessibility settings. Even if you just give us 10 minutes, that's fine. Just limit it to 10 minutes. Just let me test it and see if I can actually play it.
Yeah.
But I didn't mean to interrupt you, sorry.
10 minutes is all you need. It's probably more than you can play anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. So it was a cool event because I felt very special being invited to that. And then the creme de la creme of Austrian content creators showed up. That was really cool. And the thing is, I suppose I kind of counter that. I don't feel like it, but I saw the other OG Austrian content creators show up, and that was really cool. And I got to talk to them and hang out. But yeah, right. So the news is not I was there really, but the news is that THQ Nordic, the publisher, now has a flagship store selling merch in Vienna and their games. It's the first of its kind, so they only have that one store in the world, and that's here.
Yeah.
Super cool.
It is cool, and it sounds like a fantastic event, because normally like you have these events and it's like maybe London mostly, but like stuff like LA, right? Like that's where you have like these events, or maybe New York City or Tokyo. Tokyo also has really lots of special stores, but like, and like pop-up stores where they're only there for like, a month, and you can buy like merch and that sort of stuff. It sounds like a really, really cool event. I am just so worried about how sustainable it would be, like, to actually do that, because I can't imagine there being like that many fans of those games that would specifically go to a store and travel to Vienna to buy merch.
Yeah, so the thing is also that mostly everything you can also get online.
Yeah.
There are certain items which are exclusive to the store, and currently that's jewelry, so handmade rings for Gothic and I think Darksiders. They look really cool. So those are the only items that you can actually get only in the store. Everything else you can also buy online.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty sure that I can say nobody's gonna travel here for that.
Yeah.
Because why would you?
Yeah.
And then there aren't really any other interesting gaming events here where you'd say, oh, I'm going to this convention in Vienna, I'll just pop to that store as well.
Yeah.
It's not happening, because also the gaming convention that we have here is not international. It is German only done.
Yeah. That's what I would worry. That's what I'm like right now, like thinking, worried about. But I mean,
yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do it.
Yeah, not to be mean, but maybe it's like a tax thing, right? I don't know.
Could be. I have no clue.
In the end, who knows? But I mean,
maybe they're doing so well and they've got money to spend, and then they, thought about getting the store. The thing is, though, they're also thinking about hosting events there.
Okay.
Because it is a cool location, and they talked about that. So maybe that way it would be profitable. Then I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm also assuming that renting a shop space in Wien Mitte is probably not cheap. Rent-wise.
I think so. Yeah, no, it's probably not cheap.
So,
but it is really conveniently located. So I think just lots of people who don't know about it will just walk past and think, "Oh, hey, look at this! Let's go inside."
Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
So,
like maybe there's foot traffic, or people like gamers coming by and then just at least grabbing the games or something like that.
It's definitely a good location for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you did say that they're doing it online there, so maybe they're also like moving their not offline, their online sales, like the online sales fulfillment center to that location, potentially. Like just run it together as the store and the online business. I don't know, but it's definitely interesting. Definitely not like Wien is definitely not the location that I would have like. It's a surprising location, not because Wien is bad, but Wien is like a little bit out of the way.
I get it.
Like it's a big city, right? But it's a little bit out of the way.
It is a big city, right? And it's also in Europe, but like, yeah. It's not really where gaming stuff happens usually.
Yeah, like I could kind of see it more happening like in like being sustainable in like Cologne maybe with having a Gamescom there. But I mean, hey, good luck to them. I hope it works out because it's cool.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It's a cool idea, you know. It'd be cool to replicate that sort of thing with more pop-up shops. Like it would be really cool to have more pop-up shops in the gaming industry, and maybe it will like. Even if this isn't sustainable, maybe it will inspire more of those to happen. Yeah,
that'd be cool. I think it's I know like pop-up stores do really, really well in Japan, but then Japan is also a much smaller country. Or like a country where it's a lot easier to just quote unquote just hop on a Shinkansen and you just take a train for 3 hours and then you're in like a city 600, 700 kilometers away and you can just go to the pop-up store and grab your stuff.
Well, even like pop-up stores around different game conventions could work.
Yeah.
Like, PAX West is happening in Seattle, so we're gonna do a pop-up store in X place in Seattle, Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I don't know. Gamescom is happening, let's do a pop-up store real close to that, like...
Yeah, that'd be really
that
cool.
Could definitely probably become a thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Because there are some really cool merch, but like a lot of like I have looked at game merch, and a lot of the times what kills it is the shipping because it's like we're shipping from the US, and it's like okay, closed, bye.
It's out of the question.
Yeah.
True.
But I guess this means that if you're from Europe and you're ordering THQ Nordic merch, it will ship from Europe. So yay, no taxes, unless you live in the UK like me. Yay.
Yeah.
But I think that this is a wrap on episode 59 of the Halcyon Frequency podcast. Today hosted by me, FG, with Suwey and Kiri. Kiri, where can people find you?
You can find me as 2D Kiri basically everywhere. Easiest is to go to 2dkiri.com, and then you've got all the links there.
Nice. Awesome. And Suwey, where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm Suwey, Suwey. You can find me at twitch.tv/Suwey. I'm at Suwey on YouTube for my main channel. Then I also have a VOD archive channel at Suwey Streams, and at Suwey Streams is also my Twitter handle. So, there you go.
Awesome. And I have been your temporary this episode's host, FG Squared. You can find me at fgsquared.tv. There's links there to everything. And this has been the Halcyon Frequency podcast. Something, don't change the dial. I definitely know how our outro goes, but keep listening. Yeah.
No, we have to do the thing for the people who made the music.
We don't have to do it. We don't have to do it every episode.
We don't, but now it's weird if we don't. So
no, it's weird. Yeah.
Thank you to Peter Poor and Paul Miles, I think. For the music.
Yes, for the music.
Sorry, I only know Peter.
Awkward outro. How about we just re-record the outro there, and Arch can cut this out.
Okay, we can totally do that. He says, "Don't change that dial." Halcyon frequency signing off.
Yes, thank you. All right, this was episode 59 of the Halcyon Frequency podcast. Keep listening. Don't change that dial. This is Halcyon Frequency signing off. There we go. We did it. We survived.
Okay.
That was awkward.